All right, welcome back everybody. Today I got a video on my Smith & Wesson model 6906. Sure, after the last several weeks of videos you must think I'm a Smith & Wesson's fanboy and that's all I've got, but this is actually probably one of the last Smith & Wessons I'll be doing a video on that I have in my possession right now. I do have a Model 10 that a family member has that I may do later, but it won't be coming anytime soon. Like I said, this is a video on the 6906. It is a compact version of the 5906. And there are a lot of different third-gen Smith & Wesson guns under different model numbers. You have the double actions, double action onlys, full-size, compacts, single stacks, double stacks. They all have a different number. The 5904 had a black anodized frame, where this one is silver anodized or aluminum with the stainless steel slide. The 5906 is this same gun in a full size. I believe it's got a 4-inch or so barrel. This one has a 3.5. It has a 12-round magazine, which gives it a total capacity of 13. This gun came out in the late 80s and in the Wonder 9 period. It's considered a high capacity and held a lot of rounds for its day and was a very popular gun. Smith & Wesson made it from, like I said, the late 80s until the early 2000s. The gun was used by a lot of police agencies, both the 5906 and the 6906. The 6906 was issued as an off-duty weapon a lot. I picked this one up probably about 10, 12 years ago. I think I paid about $280 for it, which at the time that was the going rate. There was a lot of these coming into the surplus market. I think right now, looking for them, you're probably in the $400 range. Like I said, it's third gen Smiths. Told you the time period they were made. The 6906, I've seen like two different styles of these. There's an earlier style that has a front hook on the trigger guard and a regular dovetailed sight, whereas this is the later variant, which I'm assuming from what I've seen came out in the probably the mid 90s, maybe a little bit earlier. Has a Novak style rear sight with, it's just white dots, they're not night sights, but has a Novak style rear and the rounded trigger guard with the checkering on the front. Also has serrations on the front of the grip. And anyway, that's the gist of that. But anyway, yeah, there was a lot of these used by police agencies. It is a double action, single action pistol with a decocker safety. And what that means is, as does a lot of the gun designs from that era, are double action, single action, and they had a decocker like the SIG Classics and stuff like that. But usually the safety, there was no safety, where this gun actually has a safety. So right now the safety is on, off, on. Nothing going on, right? So you turn the safety off and the gun starts in double action mode. And then every shot after that is going to be single action. Gun has a very short reset. So see if I can capture here on camera here. That's the reset there. And like I said, after that first shot in double action, the gun is fired single action only after that. So every subsequent shot is going to be from the single action position. As far as loading the gun and getting it safe for carry, you know, full magazine charged into the pistol. Gun is cycled. And then it cannot be carried safely single action for obvious reasons. So you would decock the gun. That would decock the gun to where it was safe, and you have one in the chamber with the hammer down. And with the decocker down, the safety is also on, so the gun will not fire. You can either carry in that position and decock it when you're ready to fire, or carry it in the decocked position, which means you can just pull it and pull it with the heavy trigger pull in double action. But that's the general operation of the pistol. Like I said, it's a compact version of the 5906. Has the same overall dimensions of the Glock 19. It's a little bit fatter in the grip, a little bit heavier, but comparing this to a Glock 19, which I have a Glock 19 from the similar period, probably the mid-90s, as a comparison, you can tell the grip is a little bit fatter, but the overall dimensions are about the same. And I like this gun a lot, and I think it's awesome for the price that you can get them for. The Glock is a little bit more comfortable in the grip. It's a little bit slimmer, but it's a Glock, right? I mean, it's a striker-fired gun, so if you're not used to something like that and you want something with a heavy trigger pull, you know, the double action, single action guns are good as long as you're committed to learning 2 different trigger pulls. There's some definite advantages to this design over the Glock. Obviously, we know the history of the Glock. Took the world by storm, blah, blah, blah. Now everything's a striker-fired gun, and there is no variety in life, whatever. But the Glocks are great guns. I have several of them. But this is a product of its time, the Wonder 9 generation. And it's a great little gun, man. If you can pick one of these up, reasonable, they're great guns. Magazines can be a little cost prohibitive. I think I picked up a couple for about 25 bucks a piece years ago. I'm thinking they're probably going for more than that now. They have a little bit of a hook on the bottom. This one here, I sanded down to give it a more, I didn't need that big hook on there. It wasn't comfortable. My hands are a little large, so they were hitting the hook, so I just filed it down. But if you have a little bit smaller hands than mine, the hook is fine. But I filed mine down just for comfort and sleekness. As far as disassembly, fairly straightforward. So you're going to push the slide stop out from this side. See the indentation around it? You're going to pull the slide back until it reaches that groovy part right there, groovy. And you're going to pull this out. Kind of hard to do it with a camera in your face. There you go. Pull this out, slide stop out. Gun comes apart. The recoil spring is not captive, so you gotta be careful of that. And the barrel just comes out pretty simply. A little bit more difficult than striker-fired guns. SIGs are a little bit easier. But like I said, it's a product of the time, and it was pretty innovative. Smith & Wesson sold a lot of the 3rd gen guns. They're great little pistols. Got to make sure this ejector is down when you put the slide back, which I'm not doing a very good job of right now. Oh, sorry, the other side too. So when you're putting the slide back, make sure the ejector's down and this stuff here is down. And yes, it is a little bit of a pain in the butt to get it back. Line up that stuff right there. Make sure the barrel is like that. And you just push that sucker through there. And that's it. Anyway, that's the 6906. Anything else I can think about it? Like I said, it's got a stainless slide, aluminum frame, a little bit heavier than a Glock 19, just a hair fatter. It's a good shooting gun. It's got a little bit of a high bore axis, so in my opinion, you know, comparable to a Glock, which is even lighter. It probably has a little bit more muzzle flip in it. But it's a good gun to shoot. It's comfortable. Like I said, this one has white dot sights. The controls are ambidextrous, which is good for guys like us, except for the slide stop, obviously, as far as the safety. My opinion, slide stops, I don't typically use them a whole lot. Number one, because I'm left-handed. Can't hit them with my finger, but most of the time, if I'm shooting, I put a new mag in, I just pull back on the slide, and charge the gun. So, but it's decent for ambidextrous shooting, and overall pretty good gun. So anyway, that's that. Hope you enjoyed the video.